Africa, a land of empires older than the pyramids, a land of kingdoms forged in gold, iron, and fire, a land where warriors rose not only with weapons, but with courage, strategy, genius, and unshakable belief in their people. Throughout history, Africa produced legendary warriors whose names shaped nations and changed the destiny of entire continents. Warriors who fought empires far greater in number, warriors who defended their land against invaders, warriors whose bravery echoes through the centuries. Today on Empires Unearthed, we explore the lives and battles of Africa's greatest warriors, from powerful kings to fearless queens, from military geniuses to freedom fighters. These are the warriors who changed history. Shaka Zulu, a name that strikes both awe and fear, born in the late 18th century. Shaka transformed a small Zulu clan into one of Africa's most feared military powers. Raised under hardship and exile, Shaka's early life trained him in survival. He learned to fight with discipline, to endure pain, and to outthink any opponent. When Shaka finally rose to power, he reshaped African warfare forever. He introduced the Iklewa, a short stabbing spear, allowing close-quarters combat deadlier than traditional throwing spears. He formed the Buffalo Horn formation, a brilliant battle strategy where warriors encircled their enemies, crushing them with speed and precision. Shaka built regiments, trained them relentlessly, and turned the Zulu nation into a united and unstoppable military machine. Through battle after battle, Shaka expanded the Zulu Kingdom, defeating rival clans and shaping the history of southern Africa. His legacy is not just conquest, it is innovation, discipline, and the rise of a powerful African empire. Shaka Zulu, a warrior king whose strategies are still studied worldwide. In 17th century Angola, a queen emerged who refused to bow to foreign powers. Her name Queen Nzinga of Ndongo and Motomba, when Portuguese forces threatened her kingdom. Nzinga used intelligence, diplomacy, and fierce negotiation. She spoke multiple languages, understood European politics, and refused to be intimidated. In one famous meeting, the Portuguese refused to offer her a chair to show dominance. So Nzinga ordered one of her attendants to kneel, creating a human throne. She sat tall, showing she would never bow to anyone, but diplomacy was only one weapon. Nzinga became a warrior queen, leading armies herself, forming alliances, and launching guerrilla warfare that frustrated Portuguese forces. For decades, she ruled for nearly 40 years, protecting her people and fighting for their freedom. Even after her death, her resistance inspired generations of Africans. Queen Nzinga, a lioness who stood unshaken in the face of empires long before Mansa Musa became the richest man in history. There was Sundiata, the founder of the Mali Empire, born a disabled child, unable to walk. Many believed he would never rise to greatness. But Sundiata defied all expectations. As a young boy, he built strength, stood, and walked. Then he learned to ride, to hunt, and eventually to fight. When the sorcerer king Samori Ture terrorized the region, Sundiata united the Mandinka clans. Forming a powerful coalition, he led his people to the Battle of Kirina, a legendary confrontation that ended the tyranny of Sumoro. Sundiata's victory created one of Africa's greatest empires, the Empire of Mali. A center of trade, culture, and scholarship, he established laws, promoted justice, and built alliances across West Africa. Sundiata Keita, the Lion King, a warrior who turned hardship into destiny and laid the foundation for centuries of power. In the 19th century, as European colonization swept across Africa, one man refused to surrender. Samori Ture, founder of the Wasulu Empire. Samori trained as a trader, then rose to become a brilliant military commander. He mastered diplomacy, weapon trade, and modern warfare. Samori built a strong army armed with rifles, organized into battalions, and trained with strict discipline. He fought the French Empire for over 16 years, winning major battles, building new capitals, and relocating entire populations to avoid encirclement. He used scorched earth tactics, cutting off resources to his enemies, forcing them to negotiate even when captured. Samori never begged for mercy. He remained defiant, a symbol of African resistance against European conquest. Samori Ture, a warrior whose courage shaped the spirit of independence movements across Africa. In the Ashanti Empire, when the British demanded the sacred golden stool, no chief dared to speak, but an elderly queen mother, Santawa, stood up and said, "If the men will not fight, then they women will. I will lead the war myself." At nearly 60 years old, Santawa became commander of the Ashanti army, leading thousands into the legendary War of the Golden Stool. She organized defenses, protected the royal symbols, and defended Ashanti's sovereignty. Though eventually captured, her resistance became a symbol of African bravery. Her leadership inspired future freedom fighters across the continent. Santawa, an unbreakable warrior queen who proved that courage has no age and resistance has no limits across Africa, from the plains of Zululand to the forests of West Africa to the mountains of Angola. Warriors rose not just for power, but for freedom, for unity, for their people, and for the survival of their nation. Shaka Zulu, Sundiata Keita, Samori Ture, Queen Nzinga, Ashanti. They did not just fight battles. They shaped history, built kingdoms, and carved stories that continue to inspire millions today. Their courage is timeless, their legacy is eternal, and their impact continues to echo across the world. This is Empires Unearthed, bringing lost kingdoms, forgotten battles, and legendary warriors back to life.